waves, piano, and keys. Of course, you can buy each of these individually, but you can also buy them as part of a pack. So we've heard what they sound like. So let's check out how to use them, and they all work in a pretty similar way. So we'll start with the electric pianos. Now, one thing you're going to notice about every single one of these different pianos is there's going to be two different libraries included. You're going to have an HD version and an SD version. Of course, the SD version will be smaller and the HD version will be larger and, of course, high definition. Now, you have to install at least one of these libraries per piano. So if you're low on space on your hard drive, you can just install the SD versions, or if your computer's having a hard time keeping up with the HD version, you can try the SD version and then switch over to the HD version whenever it comes time to bounce out. So, of course, to select the library, just click right here and navigate wherever your library is and load it up. All right, some other things that you'll notice that is common between all of these is our velocity curve right here. So, of course, the velocity curve, for those who don't know, I turn it down here. Even though the velocity of this MIDI here is exactly the same, or of course the MIDI that you're playing in on your keyboard, it's going to hit the piano in sort of a softer manner, right? So softer or harder. Set it up according to the MIDI that you have in your DAW, or of course to your own playing style and your keyboard. You're also going to see a Formant control on all of these different pianos. You can think of the Formant as sort of the character of the sound, either brighter or darker overall. So go to this side, darker overall, this side, brighter overall. So for all of the electric pianos, there's going to be some effects up here at top. Turn them all on or off right here. And of course, turn them on or off individually with your individual buttons. Now your clavinet will have something a little bit different here, but you can turn them all on and off right there as well. Some other things that you'll have in common between all of your pianos is the tune is right up here. If you need to tune the piano up or down, right there, double click, enter your value. And also this velocity checkbox. Now, essentially what this does is if I have it checked and I change a preset, then the velocity curve will be loaded up according to that preset. If you don't want that to happen, you have your velocity curve set just how you want it, you can untick that. So for example, I'll set my velocity curve right here. Say that's what I like. Then I'll go to change a preset and the velocity curve changes. All right. Move it back down here, untick that, and then I'll switch a preset. I'll just use the arrows and my velocity curve will stay right there. All right, you'll also have resizable interfaces. Just click here and change it to whatever you want. Of course, also in common, your volume and a limiter. All right, so that's the stuff that is in common. Now we'll go through each of these individually just real quick since we've already sort of heard them and seen them there. Let's come up here and we'll start with the Grand Rhapsody, of course, a grand piano. So with your grand piano, notice that Formant, velocity curve, right? All that stuff in common. But with the Grand Rhapsody, you're also going to have 3 different mics that you can load up. You don't have to load up all 3. You can load up just one if you want, but you'll have different microphones that you can load up to 3 of them, and then dial them in the level to taste, and you can even delay each of those if you need to. Invert it. You have key up sounds and pedal sounds and a sustain resonance here. Obviously that's way too much. You also have a reverb in here with some different types here: diffused chorus, concert hall, reverse, reverb, etc. Just turn that on right here, and you can have the early reflections or focus over here towards the tail. Of course, pre-delay, time, dampening, and a high shelf. All basic reverb controls. And then you have an EQ in here. You can select the frequency you want to target, then boost it or cut it for your low and your mid All right, all the other stuff should be familiar already. Of course, your library, HD or SD, presets up here, change the size of the interface, limiter, volume, etc. All right, let's move on to the Electric Grand 80. So here we have a chorus, reverb, all of the basic, reverb controls, pre-delays, times, and dampening. We've got a phaser in here. Now, towards this side, you can sync these effects to your DAW or freely select on this side. You can see how it changes from sync to free. Got an auto pan. And a tremolo here. Over on the Electric 200, of course, based on a Wurlitzer. Two different Wurlitzers, actually. We actually have two different instruments over here. Instrument 1. Turn the amp off for now. And instrument 2. Then you have other mechanical sounds, your hammer, key up, mechanical there. Of course, you can turn down your main. Just have all those mechanical sounds if you wish. You got compression built in here. And an amp. Two different kinds. Of course, your tone stack. Very simple to figure out. Same thing, tremolo, auto pan, phaser, chorus, and reverb up here. And on to the Electric 88. Let me grab that sample there. So here we have an amp and a drive control, and select the microphone. Compression. Again, very similar to the 200 Formant. Of course, tremolo, auto pan, phaser, chorus, and reverb. And plenty of presets in here to check out as well. Sort of a weird one there. And then the clavinet. So we have, again, a couple different things here as well. We have a wah, the sensitivity, speed, and the range of that, up or down. Phaser. You can sync or freely select, and the overall depth of that. Chorus. And your reverb with a pre-delay, time, and damp. Again, all basic reverb controls. Also have a mute. You have your main, then you have key up and mechanical sounds. Mix those in to taste, or just use those if you wish. Compression and an amp with a mic selector. You can get a lot of different sounds with your clavinet. Of course, again, plenty of presets in here to check out as well. So if you want to pick these up, you can head right over here and purchase the Pianos and Keys bundle and get all of them in one bundle, or you can get them as part of the Inspire Virtual Instrument Collection, or of course, buy just the individual pianos that you want. Of course, the link will be in the description below. And if you want to save 10% on all Waves plugins, there will also be a link in the description below for that.